Good morning. In this video, we'll be discussing software-defined networks, and the topic we are covering is basics of SDN for BTech CSE 6th students. So let us start. What is SDN? So SDN is restructuring the current network infrastructure for improved network management. It is not a new technology. We only reshape the current network architecture. And how do we do it? We decouple the control and data plane from the traditional networking devices. Okay. So this is the SDN architecture in which we have forwarding devices. There is a NOS separate, which is network operating system, and there are the application layer networks like traffic engineering, routing, and security. Now there are two types of APIs in SDN, which comprises the SDN components, that is the southbound API and the northbound API. We have a logically centralized controller, forwarding devices. The protocol used is OpenFlow protocol, and we will discuss the applications. Now there are different components of the southbound and northbound API. The northbound API is between the applications and this control layer, and the southbound API is between the control layer and the data layer. Like we can see here, this is NB API and this is the SB API. Okay, next thing which is important in SDN is the rule placement, the control placement, and the security placement. So according to some rules, data will be forwarded from one forwarding device to other forwarding device. Now how these rules are placed inside the routers, that is an important thing. And in between, the intervention of NOS is there. And we discuss the security and the controller placement. So if some rule is not found, then what happens is it will be decided by the network operating system that how the rule will be placed, and again it will be placed in all the forwarding devices, and that is how the decision is to be taken, that how it will be forwarded to the other devices. Okay, so each of the routing devices have a TCAM, ternary content addressable memory, to store the flow rules, which decide how and where the data coming is to be forwarded and what is to be done with that data. So here we have a diagram. Just one sec. Yeah, this is the diagram for the flow rules. So based on the address from where the data is coming, we decide it is forwarded to router number 1 or router number 2 or so on. And if there are more than required rules, the flow rules may be deleted. Also, two rules can be combined by using wildcard to make them into one. Okay, next is how many controllers are required. So the controller is the one which contains the network operating system. So how many are required? What should be the placement? Flat, hierarchical? What about their fault tolerance or the backup controller? The next is security. How is the firewall, DOS attack, reliable and secure connection between SDN controller and forwarding devices. So currently the TCP or TLS is used for communication between controller and the forwarding devices. Now next is the SDN application. Some of the SDN applications are in load balancing, traffic engineering, backbone internet, dynamic access control between user and access points, and in the mobility management. Some other are in WSN, wireless sensor network management, IoT application, Internet of Things, IIoT, which is industrial Internet of Things also. So in the next we will see furthermore